and welcome to In Depth. I'm Tina Jha. In May this year, the Union Cabinet approved the National Biofuel Policy to encourage sustainable and alternative fuels and also cut down its dependence on crude oil imports. 3 months later, the country has joined an elite group of countries that operate biofuel-powered flights. On the 27th of August, low-budget carrier SpiceJet flew the country's first biofuel flight from Dehradun to Delhi. The objective of the experiment was to establish biofuels as an effective environment-friendly option for the aviation sector. Worldwide, the aviation sector is one of the largest emitters of greenhouse gases at 2% of the human-induced total. Therefore, the sector's transition to sustainable, renewable fuels is crucial to meet international climate targets set in the 2015 Paris Agreement. But will green air travel also get cheaper? What are the advantages of biofuel over fossil fuels? Does biofuel have the power to create a balance between the environment and economic development? Let's analyze in depth today. Well, the move to successfully operate India's first biofuel flight comes at a time when spiraling aviation fuel has strained finances of domestic airlines. The objective is to make air travel economical and also bring respite to airlines reeling under high fuel prices. By successfully operating a test flight powered by biojet fuel, India has joined a select band of countries, including US, Canada and Australia, that have flown biofuel-operated aircraft. On the 27th of August 2018, low-budget airline SpiceJet flew a Bombardier Q400 aircraft, partially using biojet fuel from Dehradun to national capital Delhi. The flight was powered with a blend of 75% air turbine fuel and 25% biojet fuel. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Trivendra Singh Rawat flagged off the turboprop aircraft from Dehradun's Jolly Grant Airport. Around 20 people, including officials from aviation regulator DGCA and SpiceJet, were in the test flight. When the flight landed at the Delhi airport 25 minutes later, Union Ministers Nitin Gadkari, Suresh Prabhu, Dharmendra Pradhan, Dr. Harshvardhan and Jayant Sinha were present to acknowledge the unique feat.
देहरादून स्थित इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ पेट्रोलियम ने जो नई टेक्नोलॉजी लेके आए हैं, जाथरोपा से यूज्ड कुकिंग ऑयल से, अदर मटेरियल से बायो एटीएफ निकालना, आज पहली उड़ान उसकी स्पाइस जेट की देहरादून दिल्ली फ्लाई करके आए हैं। देश की एविएशन इंडस्ट्री में देश की क्लीन एनर्जी, बायोफ्यूल एनर्जी की दुनिया में ये एक बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि है। मैं इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ पेट्रोलियम को बधाई देता हूं। पेट्रोलियम मिनिस्ट्री जल्द ही देश के सामने नया बायो एटीएफ पॉलिसी लेके आएगा।
देखिए, देश में बड़ी मात्रा में हम लोग तेल को आयात करते हैं और उसी की खपत पूरे ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सेक्टर में होती है। जब मैं रेल मंत्री था तभी भी हमने इसकी शुरुआत की थी बायो डीजल यूज़ करने की। हमें चाहते हैं कि किस तरह से नैसर्गिक रूप से बनाए गए फ्यूल को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा उसका इस्तेमाल किया जाए ताकि हमारी ग्रीन हाउस गैस एमिशन कम हो, पर्यावरण पे जो जितना विपरीत परिणाम होता है वो कम हो, कीमत कम हो, आयात कम हो और उसका लाभ उपभोक्ताओं को भी मिले।
The biofuel for SpiceJet's trial flight was a mix of oil extracted from the seeds of Jatropha plant and aviation turbine fuel. Nearly 500 farmer families in Chhattisgarh were involved in the production of the partially refined biofuel, developed later by Dehradun-based Indian Institute of Petroleum. Compared to air turbine fuel, experts say biojet fuel reduces carbon emissions and enhances fuel efficiency. SpiceJet Chairman and Managing Director Ajay Singh says biojet fuel has the potential to reduce our dependence on traditional aviation fuel by up to 50% on every flight and also bring down fares.
It is directly linked to our agriculture and rural society, and the benefit will directly reach to these people. So our target is that how we can raise farmers' income to double by 2020, and this is pave a way in that category and that direction. Again, another benefit is the environmental benefit, and third benefit is the energy security in Indian context. Presently, still we are importing 82% of our crude petroleum from foreign countries, and this is strategically very important that we develop our indigenous fuels to cater the needs of different fuels as well as energy applications. Therefore, when we are moving towards biofuels, certainly we will be developing our farmers, our rural areas, our energy security and environment.
Biojet fuel has been recognized by American Standard Testing Method and meets specification standards of Pratt & Whitney and Bombardier for commercial application. According to global airlines body IATA, aviation industry contributes to 2% of the total global greenhouse gas emissions. It has also set out a target for 1 billion passengers to fly on aircraft using a mix of clean energy and fossil fuels by the year 2025. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. A biofuel is energy obtained through a process of biological carbon fixation. There is an urgent need of a sustainable source of energy, and biofuels just might be the long-term solution as against standard fuels.
Biofuels are combustible fuels created from biomass, which also means these are fuels created from recent plant matter as opposed to ancient plant matter in hydrocarbons. Biomass refers to the organic material that is used for production of energy, also referred to as bioenergy. Biomass is primarily found in the form of living or recently living plants and biological waste from industrial and home use. The physical composition of biomass is inconsistent, but generally includes carbon, water, and organic matter.
The petroleum that we use, diesel, petrol, kerosene, etc., they are known as mineral oils because they are extracted from crude oil, which is to be mined from digging earth and then taking it out, and then it is fractionated and these petroleum products are produced. So this is mineral oil. Biofuel is produced from vegetables, from plants. Interestingly, the first engine motor car that was run on fuel was run on biofuel, and Mr. Diesel, whose name has become very popular and we use diesel, he used biofuel, vegetable oil, to make automobile and run automobile on that.
The term biofuel is mostly used in context of liquid fuels like ethanol and biodiesel. Biofuels can also include solid fuels like wood pellets and biogas or syngas. Biofuels are of three types: ethanol, biodiesel and biojet fuel. Ethanol is used in engines that burn gasoline like most cars. Biodiesel is used in engines that burn diesel fuel like large trucks and tractors. Biojet fuel is used in planes. Theoretically, biofuel can be produced through any carbon source, with plants being the most commonly used material. But ethanol is produced in a different way from biodiesel. What they have in common is the need to grow the plant that will eventually be used to make the fuel. For ethanol, corn or sugarcane is first harvested and then bacteria are allowed to digest it. This is done under special conditions where oxygen levels are low. This process is fermentation that produces ethanol. For biodiesel, the process requires chemical reactions. The most common is called transesterification, which is the process of breaking down fats catalyzed by methanol.
There are two types of biofuel. One which is mixed with petrol, and sometimes you can run your vehicle purely on ethanol. Ethanol is alcohol. This is made from molasses, and molasses are produced when sugar cane is sent to sugar mills. Then apart from producing sugar, the byproduct is molasses, and molasses, when they are distilled, they produce alcohol. The same alcohol can be used for mixing with petrol, and in Brazil there are vehicles that run on various kinds of mixes of petrol and alcohol. Sometimes you can run on 100% alcohol also. So that is one process. The other process of making biodiesel is from various plants who are very similar to oil seeds, and they make oil. Jatropha is a very common plant that makes oil, and from that oil, by trans-esterification, diesel is made.
Biofuel can be made from various sources like feedstock. Ethanol can be made from corn, sugarcane, sugar beet, wheat, grass, and also from inedible parts of most plants. Biodiesel can be made from a cactus-like plant called Jatropha, flowering plant, camelina, soya beans, rapeseed, canola oil, palm oil, peanut oil, vegetable oil, animal fat, and algae oil. Algae oil is made by algae that lives in water. Today, biomass is used to produce biofuels that are used together with biofuels or even replace them. About 25 billion gallons of ethanol are made each year as fuel. And each year, about 1 billion gallons of biodiesel are produced. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And time for a very short break on the program. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching In Depth. Our focus today is on biofuel. Biofuel is a source of renewable energy, unlike fossil fuels like petroleum, coal, and natural gas. Further, it is cost-effective and also environment-friendly. Biofuel is grouped by categories and further classified into different types. What are these categories and types? Let's find out in our next report.
As non-fossil fuels, biofuel is an alternative, cleaner fuel and energy. Derived from plants, domestic waste, commercial waste, industrial waste and agriculture, it is a cost-effective and environmentally friendly alternative to petroleum and other fossil fuels. That makes it well suited in an age where petroleum prices are rising and there is growing concern over the role of fossil fuels in global warming. Biofuels are subdivided into generations, each of which contains many different fuels. First generation or conventional biofuels are produced directly from food crops that yield starch, sugar, animal fats and vegetable oil. Corn, wheat and sugarcane are the most common first generation biofuel feedstock. Second generation biofuels are advanced biofuels. They are made from various types of non-food biomass, which are plant materials and animal waste. Third generation biofuel entered mainstream recently and refers to biofuel derived from algae. Fourth generation biofuels don't require destruction of biomass. This includes electrofuels and photobiological solar fuels. Some are carbon neutral. Different types of fuels can be produced using first, second, third or fourth generation biofuel production procedures. Biodiesel is a renewable resource made from vegetable oil, recycled cooking oil, soya bean, palm oil, peanut oil, canola oil, animal fat and fatty acid. Bioethanol is made from fermentation of plant starch. This is also a byproduct of the chemical reaction with ethylene and other types of petroleum products. One of the latest techniques to produce ethanol is alganol, that is done with algae. Bioethanol is a clean gas with no toxins. Biogas is produced when organic matter is broken down in the absence of oxygen. The raw materials used are manure, food waste, municipal waste, agricultural waste, and sewage. Major portion of biogas is methane and carbon dioxide. It also has small proportions of hydrogen sulfide, hydrogen carbon monoxide, and siloxanes. Biogas is commonly used for heating, electricity, and for automobiles. Butanol is similar to ethanol. It is a type of alcohol that can be produced from petrochemical process or by fermentation of sugar from agricultural crops. The energy content in butanol is the highest among the other gasoline alternatives. The toxic emissions are zero, which in turn minimizes air pollution. Biohydrogen is similar to biogas. It is process of producing hydrogen with bacteria, algae and archaea biologically. Some of the common methods to produce it are photo-fermentation, dark fermentation, direct photolysis and indirect photolysis. Then there are syngas, other bioalcohols, green diesel and bioethers. This year, the government approved a national policy on biofuels to not only help farmers dispose of surplus stock in an economic manner, but also reduce India's oil import dependence. Rajasthan became the first state to implement it. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
With the first Indian airplane being flown on biofuel, there is little doubt that biofuel can be used to run vehicles as well. But the truth is, biofuels can replace all human energy needs, from home heating to vehicle fuel to electricity generation. The basic concept of biofuel is that if we use as much product as is grown, then our net impact on the environment is negligible, if not zero. Let's take a look at some uses of biofuel and their impact on the environment.
Biofuels are as old as cars. At the beginning of the 20th century, when Henry Ford built his first automobile, he also had plans to fuel it with ethanol. Considering that this happened over a century ago and ethanol still is not a popular fueling option, the plan clearly didn't take off. The discovery of huge petroleum deposits kept petrol and diesel cheap for decades, and biofuels were largely forgotten. But the recent rise in oil prices and a growing concern about global warming has now reignited the interest in biofuels. Estimates suggest that we have nearly hit peak oil, and it is only a matter of time when we will run out of it. So the need to find an alternative is clear.
Presently, still we are importing 82% of our crude petroleum from foreign countries, and this is strategically very important that we develop our indigenous fuels to cater the needs of different fuels as well as energy applications. Therefore, when we are moving towards biofuels, certainly we will be developing our farmers, our rural areas, our energy security and environment only taking care of the biofuels in the country.
It's a great alternative. Plus, petroleum products are in any case subject to a lot of ups and downs in the international market. So if you produce biofuels internally in India, domestically, it will be a very good addition.
Many of the alternatives like wind and solar are non-practical since transporting them is very difficult. So the solution seems to be algal-based biofuels. Algae have lipid, and lipid can be converted to a number of fuels including diesel, ethanol, butanol and methanol. With this renewed interest, it's important to examine the uses of biofuels, the first being transportation. Globally, transportation accounts for 25% of all energy needs and nearly 62% of the oil consumed. Most of this energy is burned to operate vehicles, with the rest going to maintenance, manufacturing, infrastructure and raw material harvesting. Crunching the numbers further, more than 70% of the energy consumption in transportation is used in the least efficient means, private cars. The other use is power generation. Electricity generation is the single largest user of fuel in the world. In 2008, the world produced over 20,000 terawatt-hours of electricity. About 41% of that came from coal, 21% came from natural gas, and the rest was covered by hydro, nuclear and oil. Of the fuel burned, only 39% went into producing energy and the rest was lost as heat. The third major use of biofuel is generating heat. The majority of biofuel used in heating is solid. The renewed interest has led to a surge in innovation in the industry, with research focusing on improved efficiency, reduced emissions and enhanced convenience. Recently, a fuel cell was developed with cooking oil and sugar to generate electricity. This could soon become a common method to do that. Consumers may be able to use fuel cells in place of batteries to charge anything from computers to cell phones. Biofuel is known to be environment friendly, and it can help clean up oil spills and grease as well. It has been tested as a potential cleaning agent for areas where crude oil has contaminated waters. Biofuel can also be used for cooking. While kerosene is the most common ingredient to use for stoves and non-wick lanterns, biodiesel works just as great. The other uses are as a motor lubricant and to remove paint and adhesives.
They are renewable, and we do not have the problem of that earth is now getting depleted of mineral oil, so after some time the prices will go very high. You renew with every crop. So this is the first advantage. The second advantage is that here the farmers will produce. So if you give them good income, then large number of farmers will benefit. Then in evaporation and its evaporation and etc., carbon dioxide is of course produced, but in production of these vegetable oils or production of sugar cane, carbon dioxide is absorbed. So net carbon dioxide efflux is much less.
The biggest advantage of biofuels is that they are biodegradable. However, developing biofuel requires huge investments of water and fertilizer. In other words, more energy is put into the system than is taken out, so it leads to a net loss. Until the input of energy is lower than what the system produces, the system cannot be viable. Growing crops, making fertilizers and pesticides, and processing biofuel consumes a lot of energy. And since much of this energy comes from coal and natural gas, biofuels cannot replace as much oil as they used. But despite this ongoing debate about the renewability of biofuels, it is generally accepted that the crops used to produce biofuels can be replenished much faster than fossil fuels. With inputs from Anu Diwan, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And that's it from us in today's edition of In Depth. We'll be back same time tomorrow with a focus on another subject. You can also watch our episodes online on YouTube and Twitter and get back to us with your feedback and suggestions. Thanks for your time.